You're now tuned in to Spanaway Zone Casi on Grit City Punk. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hello, and welcome back to Grit City Punk, Tacoma's underground DIY music and variety show, highlighting all of the greatest punk, hardcore, alternative, indie, what have you, rock music scenes in Tacoma and the greater PNW area. How's it going? I'm Jeremy. Got an awesome show lined up for you today. I have an interview with the amazing Casi. If you don't know who Casi is, get out from under that rock and go check them out. They freaking rule. Got an interview with them. Gonna play one of their songs afterwards. And we got some cool music to talk about that came out recently. I also have to say, I think I forgot last episode to mention this, but Porch Fest in Tacoma happened this weekend. So hope everybody that went had a good time. There was a ton of bands to see. It's just a humongous thing. And there was also up north in Bellingham, the Fourth Corner Punk Fest, which featured bands like freaking Pennywise and stuff, and then local bands like Kids on Fire. So definitely a cool thing. I forgot to mention both of those. It just kind of seemed like they were so far away, but they weren't. And also what's not very far away is the new music that I said I was going to talk about, and let's talk about that right now. Okay, new music. Let's talk about it. First up is Seattle band Worms and Dirt. They just dropped a new album called I Almost Touched a Fish. I had featured a couple of lead-up singles to it, Ford Explorer and Fresh Bay Water, both killer songs. So the new album is a one-part heavy indie alt-rock kind of thing and one part like acoustic folk punk. It strikes a really good balance between the two. This album is available everywhere. You could also get it on Bandcamp, which I recommend. And check them out live if you get a chance to. They are a really cool band. This song is from the album. It's called Old Song.
I open up my eyes, they took the whole world for the first time in my life. I was a spider surfing on a wood chip in a pole that a kid was jumping in. And all the things I'm waiting for will come in unexpected ways. But the will to be anything has gone away. I'm a punk of being picked apart by someone having conversations they can't be present for. I'm a dose of HRT being taken or leave by somebody with a future. Nobody is looking at you or thinking any of those thoughts. You try to be everywhere, but you're not. You are not. I woke up to your eye against the light on street and to the wind and down to the grocery store. The chicken noodle soup cured me an isolate immunity shot right in front of the camera. All the things I'm waiting for will come in unexpected ways. But the will to be anything has gone away. Hey, gone away.
Next up, we've got a band from Bellingham called Sawblade, formerly known as Saw Trap. I featured their demo several months ago under the name Saw Trap. Well, they're back now with an actual full-length album under the name Sawblade. And this is a seriously heavy, hardcore, like D-beat sludge kind of thing. There's 14 tracks on it. It's just absolute nonstop violence. It's really heavy and really cool. So I'm going to play a song called Black Boots. This is off of Northern Nihilism, the full-length album from Sawblade. Next up, we've got a West Seattle grunge band called Chewing Gum. I talked about them on the previous episode. They have their EP, which is only available on CD for now. You can get that at Easy Street Records or online from the Big Dark Records website. This is a really cool band. I'm really digging what they're doing. This is their second single that they've dropped onto streaming services. It's called Dirt Girl. Maybe my favorite on the EP so far. Really, really like this, and I think you will too. It's really got a heavy, sludgy, grungy vibe to it. Great vocals. Great, I mean, all around great. Drums, bass, guitar, vocals, everything is great. So check this out. This is Dirt Girl from the band Chewing Gum.
Why?
Seattle hard rock pop punk band Missmanaged is back with another single. This one is called Bitch Why. They've been advertising it for a while. They've got some visuals for it. Great song, maybe the best yet from these guys. Young band from Seattle, Missmanaged. Highly recommend checking them out. So this song is called Bitch Why from Missmanaged. Good friend of the show and Tacoma's own Evangeline Ray has been putting out another batch of songs. This new one is called Conrad's Song. It's really a sweet melody, great lyrics. I'm a big fan of Evangeline. I really dig what she's doing, and I think everybody should check this out. It's definitely not punk in any way, shape, or form. I really enjoyed her work with The Drivers, which was very pop punk, but I also enjoy this more acoustic and mellow, like singer-songwriter kind of fare. So check this out. This is Evangeline Ray with Conrad's Song.
1, 2, there you go.
You're intoxicated, hiding feelings again, pushing me away. Summer days are gone.
Everybody's favorite pop punk with guitar band Eep-Oop is gearing up for a new album called Choices to release in the fall. They've already dropped one single a few weeks back. They are back with another new single. This one is called Walls, and it is just as you would expect, a poppy punk song with guitars, very melodic, very fun. Check out Eep-Oop and their new song, Walls. Seattle's melodic punk, skate punk, pop punk, awesome punk band Me Grimlock is back with their first single in a while. This is called Bored with Life. They've been playing it around town. I got to see them play it live at the Big Gay Punk Show, which was amazing. They played a killer set. And so this single is out now. It's called Bored with Life, and it kicks ass, and you need to listen to it right here and then go stream it a gazillion times on your favorite platform and buy it on Bandcamp to support the band.
Why it's such a shame that we can't seem to forgive ourselves and lose us.
Next up is a local hardcore metal band called Fauvism. They just dropped a single, well, a 2-track, I guess, mini EP. It's called Chained to Existence. The first song is Illusion of Choice, and the second song is Fragile Beliefs. And this is very, very metal-tinged hardcore. Kicks a lot of ass, really heavy. Go check it out. Both songs rule. I'm going to play the first one. It's called Illusion of Choice. And again, this is from Fauvism's Chained to Existence single/mini EP. Stargazy Pie has another new single out. This one is called August, and it is out now in July, not waiting until August to do it. So you've got all August to enjoy the song August. Great song. These guys just keep getting better and better. I mean, when they started out, they had this weird blend of singer-songwriter, acoustic, and then like this metalcore, heavy, shredding guitar kind of thing. And it's always been a delicate balance of keeping those two polarities kind of together, and it's always worked. But I feel like they're fine-tuning it even more now with some recent songs incorporating more harsh vocals in the background. There's more breakdowns. The whole thing that they're doing is just absolutely sick. I love it. You get the heavy metalcore, big rock solos, lead guitars, heavy ass drums. You get the harsh vocals, and it's all tied together with just some really genuine, good songwriting and great melodic vocals. So check this out. This is Stargazy Pie's new single. It's called August. Go stream it. Go get it on Bandcamp and see them live.
night spent on your porch. Blankets we draped across the wooden floor. Stars shine in your eyes, those perfect doors. Frogs whining, I couldn't ask for more. You carved the names out in that deck. Buried your face down in my neck. Asked me if I knew what comes next. I hold hope for good things round the bend. When August ends and autumn winds blow away, will it still feel the same, darling? When August ends, can we pretend that a flame will grow strong in the rain, darling? Why work a high-rise for CDB? These passing cars fill the sound of streets. Still light pollution and gray skies meet. They match the concrete beneath my feet. Blue moon to see you, it ain't enough. You got a sick mom and rising gods. Life dealt a rough hand to summer love. When will the sun rise back on us? When August ends and autumn winds blow away, will it still feel the same, darling? When August ends, can we pretend that a flame will grow strong in the rain, darling? I'll quit the rat race, run back to your place. I'll rock the chain link fence to prove our life ain't gray skies. It just ain't feel right. I'll spend my whole damn life with you.
So there's this band in Seattle called Grenadine. They've played around a little bit, kind of sparse. I had them at Rat Fest last year at Real Art. They're a blast. They're really just kind of alt rock, riot girl kind of thing. One of the members, Lula, now has released a solo EP. It is called Everything God Is Love. It's just a short little EP, and it's got this crazy lo-fi drum machine and keyboard thing going on, mixing with the mostly acoustic, although there's some electric guitars on there. She's got a great voice. It ties the whole thing together. It's very unexpected. If you're not expecting the drum machines, it's almost kind of bewildering at first, but it really works. It brings it into this just really lo-fi bedroom kind of, home recording. It's got a really nostalgic and kind of beautiful sound to my ears. So check it out. It's on Bandcamp. It's streaming everywhere. The EP is called Everything God Is Love. It's by Lula K. I'm going to play the first song. It's called Truth or Consequences.
What can
Eli or E-Dizzle, whatever you want to call me. I'm the second half of Casi. I've known Xay for probably over 12 years now. And yeah, write, record, produce, direct, and just make music with this guy forever.
Shit. I'm Zay. I'm in Kazi too. I help write, produce, play guitar, vocals.
From Spanaway, also.
Stand
From
away.
Spanaway, Washington.
Gotta shout out Spanaway, always. 98387. So how did you guys get started? I guess let's take this as far back as we can. How did you guys get into like punk or indie music?
Guitar Hero 3. Dead ass. Like, I don't know. It was probably like 06 when that came out, so I was 3 years old. But like, I'm sure like the following year we got it, and I remember like there's Dead Kennedys on there. There was like, there's Rage and shit, and that was always like that shit put me on in a way that was so crazy, but it was always on the back burner. Like, I like knew about all those bands and shit, but when me and Zay like first really linked up, we were kind of like not really trying to do that.
Yeah, I second that. I feel like me and him always kind of like had our ears and our hands in like different sort of like genres, especially a lot of bands. But I think when we first came with the Kazi project, it was more like SoundCloud, underground rap focused. And I think honestly think once he started like really locking in with Enoclaw, like he brought a lot of influence like outside of like doing just like the rap shit. And then I was trying to learn like other little things like on my own. But I definitely think that's where a lot of it came from, was that transitional period from like his career.
Well, if we're just talking straight up underground, like not meaning like specifically bands, I think just like underground culture in general, like I don't know, when me and Zay first started really rapping and shit, we were like, that was like the peak of like
Lil Pump, XXX.
Lil Pump, yeah. Everything coming out of Florida, like kind of Raider Clan, definitely big, like huge Odd Future influence. And like think like they, like by the time it got to us, it wasn't necessarily underground, but like I think just like growing up skateboarding and stuff too, with like the illegal Civ videos, like I feel like we were like as youngsters definitely on like I don't know, we were definitely paying attention to like what was happening with like cool older kids from Cali more than anything. And I think you can see that still to this day. Like I feel like there's no way Kazi exists without like any of that OF stuff,
For sure.
Right.
Our first like rap group, Deadass, we were trying to be Odd Future. Me and this guy Eli. I've known him since we were like fifth, sixth grade. We met on like the soccer field. But as far as music goes, I remember we made this group chat. It was like 50 people. People we thought could rap, we hope could rap. We just wanted to like be like Odd Future, and like we planned this big meetup at Eli's crib, and like 50 people were supposed to come, and in the end, like one person, I didn't even show up. Like one person came, and like it was crazy.
Trying to be the Spanaway Wu-Tang.
Yeah, we were trying to spend away Odd Future. We were trying to like, yeah, it was crazy.
No, yeah, because that was the era where like it wasn't even like you had to rap to like be a part of the squad. Like Odd Future and shit, they had like photographers and like homies that made t-shirts. So we were just like, all right, anybody cool, pull up.
Yeah. Damn, bro, that was the time.
That's very much in line with like underground punk culture too, where you have artists of all stripes, visual artists, musicians, photographers, whatever, all just kind of like as a collective together. Did you guys ever like study music or play music in school?
Yeah,
bro, I played violin. I played violin from 4th grade until sophomore year of high school. I was the last, like in Bethel School District, I was part of the last class that could start playing an orchestra 4th grade. So that's my classical training.
Nice.
Yeah, I did high school band. I did middle school band, high school band, and I did jazz band. But I stopped doing band my freshman year.
What did you play?
I did percussion.
Okay.
He's downplaying it. This guy was so cracked at drums. I remember when like kind of like going off the first question you asked, once we kind of realized like, oh, like maybe we do want to try to start making alternative music a little bit. Like, I don't know, in the middle of high school, I was like, bro, like, I remember you were the guy at the drum. I used to like beg him to play drums on shit for like ever. There's a couple old little couple local recordings out there. You on the drums. I wonder what those sound like now.
Yeah, that was a time.
What does punk mean to you guys?
I think to me, punk. I don't know what it like means to everybody else, but to me, punk is like taking what you have and using it to the best of your ability. I think that there's like a lot of definitions of punk for other people, like, you know, whether that's strictly just doing the opposite of what you're told, or like some people think punk is just anarchy, some people think punk is loud guitar music. But I think that at the end of the day, like, you can find punk in anything, and to me the most punk things are like the ones that just take what's in front of them and make something like out of it, you know?
Yeah.
I've had this like thought forever that like, to me, rap is like the most punk thing ever, you know? Because like after a certain music, or after a certain period of time, like your traditional idea of punk music became kind of a costume, and it kind of became a thing that's like, oh, well, now there's rules to be a punk. Like now you have to be the guy with the mohawk, or now you got to be the guy with the fucking black t-shirt, the tattoos. But like hip hop started in the same venues as punk music did, you know?
Yep.
CBGB was hosting hardcore punk shows and hip hop gigs in the same night. And like, as you know, however fucking, you know, decades have gone by, I think rap has been the one thing at any genre that like truly can be anything, you know? Like if you played what a hip hop song from this year sounds like to someone in the 70s, it's night and day difference. Punk, traditional guitar punk music, like you can find bands that still sound like they're from the 70s, you know, that are big.
Yeah. You're not going to find any rapper that sounds like early 80s, because it's just going to sound cornball.
Yeah. But I think that that's what's so dope about it. Like it's always evolving.
Yeah, there really isn't any boundaries to how hip hop has evolved or will continue to evolve.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right.
The ethics and the like, the, you know, like the morale behind the shit. Like I think that's kind of where like the hip hop world, especially locally, I don't like know if I can always co-sign that. Like I just think some of the way of life and like the self-destructiveness, like I don't really fuck with. But and that's like where I think Casi is like, I think for us it's like we try to take the creativeness and the like engineer or whatever, like just like the progressiveness of like hip hop and mix it with like the morality of like hardcore, you know, and, like the ethics of really doing this shit for your people, and like, you know, not trying to like fucking wait for somebody else to tell you can do it.
Yeah. Somebody told me, because I asked this question every interview, somebody told me not too long ago that punk was doing what you want or doing music without permission. And I thought that was really profound, because just like you said, you're not waiting for somebody to give you access to it. You're just doing it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you're absolutely right about hip hop and punk starting in the same venues. Like it was basically the same crowd of people, and they were coming from the same neighborhoods, the same economic struggles, everything in the beginning. It was, they were like two sides of the same coin. And I think it was, really just kind of beat into popular culture through the 80s and in a different way through the 90s, that no, these are two separate things and they can't, you know, they're not compatible.
Which is why I think the hate on nu metal is so whack to me. Cause like, you know what I mean? It's like you were just saying, throughout the 80s and the 90s, like there was kind of the separation. And I feel like nu metal comes around and that's like the closest the two genres like were. You know what I mean? Like it's so long, and people fucking hated it. Which, like, you know,
I'm not gonna lie, I hated most nu metal when it came out, but I thought most of it was kind of corny. Being, you know, already an adult by the time it came out, I was like, man, what are these white guys, you know, with their suburban problems, you know, trying to rap and, you know, Limp Bizkit and stuff. I was like, this is corny. But I look back now, and especially how like kids today are pulling from that, and they're taking the good stuff from it, the actual like good musicality of it, but they're leaving behind all the fronting and all the you know, white guys trying to act black kind of thing, you know, and they're taking they're leaving behind the crap and bringing up what was good about it. And I think that's dope. I still don't like Limp Bizkit, but you know.
No, I mean, yeah, there's definitely there's so much bullshit. Like, I'm not full on new metal defender all the way, but I think, and this is like, I think this is kind of the thing that I find really interesting about it is like, you know, there are definitely parts about it being white guys trying to like do the rap shit that is corny, and like
Mhm.
there are truly ones that are just like, y'all are just on some straight up wigga shit. But I think that there's like kind of some merit to being like, dude, like a lot of these new metal bands, these guys really were just like from the slum, you know, like
Yeah.
these guys are from like the ugliest places in America. They're from like places that are called flyover states. Like, you know, like I don't feel like the Midwest ever really got that much love besides a lot of these new metal bands. Like,
Yeah.
Slipknot from Iowa and
Just
shit. And like,
yeah, absolutely.
you know, or
The
like,
Midwest really has a darker underbelly to it.
sure. And I think that like, for me as like, you know, kind of someone watching in, like it's a retrospective kind of angle, I think I really appreciate that. And that's why like a band like Deftones is so cool to me, because they're from fucking Sacramento. Like,
Yeah.
I think I've heard 20 times worse things about Sacramento than I've heard good. You know, like that place never really gets any love. And so
No.
that a band that came out and was like progressive for the genre and still is probably the most respected one within that lane, like I think that's so dope to me.
Deftones are kind of a weird thing that I think kind of got lumped into the new metal thing as that was starting to become a thing. They started off like way more kind of like grunge and like shoegaze before shoegaze even really was a thing.
For sure.
But I think the most interesting part of new metal to me is like the bands that preceded like the actual label of new metal. Like think about like Korn, think about like Helmet, Faith No More, totally. Yeah. I mean, these bands that were mixing the funk and Rage Against the Machine. I mean, like number one example. Bands that were mixing the funk and the hip hop with the metal and hardcore, and were doing it like in a really genuine way back in the early 90s. And you look back at, you know, like the New York hardcore scene in the 90s, and it was parallel to like the New York hip hop scene. Like they were crossing over all the time. You look at Onyx and Biohazard. You look at Wu-Tang was always collaborating with metal bands.
What was Ice-T's hardcore band?
Body Count.
Body Count.
Yeah, and he started that shit in like 90 or 91.
Yeah. So shout out Ice-T. I feel like somewhere we lost the plot, but yes, definitely.
I think we're on the plot.
Okay.
So how did you guys come together as Casi?
Yeah.
Sam, I'll let you take this one. I've been yapping.
Casi. Like you, as far as like the name Casi, or just like how we came together making music, or
well, you can start with the name and then take me through your earliest collaborations.
Man, so Casi is a later name. Originally, we started out as a group. We were called Aliens Take Medicine. It was crazy, and
ATM.
we were ATM, and it was like the whole high school, like late middle school, early high school, and originally it was a group of like 6 of us, and then just over time, like people just started coming and going, and as the years went by, it was like just me and Eli were the only 2 who like always stayed locked in and like stayed serious about it. And then once we really wanted to start like toying with the idea of releasing music, we both kind of were like, okay, ATM's not really like, I don't really think we should use that. Or I don't think Aliens Take Meds. Like, let's think of something more like concise, more serious. And so we called ourselves Cosmos at first. And then,
which was like a play on Neptune.
Yeah. And then I think it was either Eli or me, but one of us would be like, all right, I'm gonna see you later, Casi. It was like a joke. Like, what up, Kaz? Like, what up, Casi? And then like Eli was the one who was like, bro, what if we just like instead of Cosmos were like Casi? And we both were like, damn, like what if? Like that'd be sick. And it just looked cool when we drew it on shit. So it kind of like came just from like cutting shit down, you know?
Yeah.
Over time it just naturally found itself.
And you can spell it out with symbols too, which is pretty cool.
No, that is pretty sick.
Yeah.
It was one of those like perfect happy accidents. Like genuinely, I don't think we realized how much shit, because this is one that blew my head. Like, this one tripped me out. We were calling ourselves Casi for like, you know, because we didn't put out music, but we were calling ourselves Casi for like a year, right? Just like within our homies, like, oh, what do you know, what's it called? And then I realized, fucking pre-K shit that I went to and see, because I like was born in Tacoma, lived in Seattle for a little bit. I went to this spot called Casi's Learning Center. And it was spelled with like hella, you know, the KAU, like all different. But I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
that's exactly where the shit comes from. And then later, it's like, yeah, you can spell it out with symbols and shit. And then we were like, bro, every casino sign with the NO turned off is just Casi. So definitely be on the lookout. We're gonna run that motherfucker into the ground.
You got endless possibilities for logos.
Endless shit.
Yeah.
CSI, put an A in the middle of it.
Hell yeah.
We got
And
infinite merch plans.
yeah, I mean, there's so
Infinite
many
merch.
variations of CSI already. I mean, just CSI
Yeah.
Spanaway.
Yep.
So how did you guys start making music together? You said you've known each other since like 5th or 6th grade?
Yeah. It's funny because at first we started off making art. That's like really how it all like came to be. Was like we were drawing, we were trying to make mangas, and then I started wanting to learn how to DJ. So he started telling me like, "Yo, bro, like I haven't been drawing like that." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "This is what I've been doing." He showed me like these beats that like he was trying to be on like some Skrillex type shit. And I was like, "Nigga, you suck." It was crazy. I was like, whatever. And then one day it was like Christmas. We were young, and my parents got in like a really heated fight, so I had to get up out the house. And I texted him on Christmas like, "Yo, bro, like, can I come over?" And he like, I went to his house. I spent like a week over there, and like we dead ass made an EP. We just started like we were like, bro, we're meant to work together. Like, bro, we're gonna blow up. We're gonna be rich. We're gonna be famous. Like, and like we just never split from there. You know. I think that was like really like the pinnacle of it all.
I was so like in love with the idea of a producer rapper combo. Like, you know, I loved like Metro Boomin and Young Thug. I love like Airborne and Playboy Cardi. I love fucking Pharrell and the Neptunes and Pusha T, all that kind of stuff. So I love that it was like I like when people play their roles. So for like I can't even really put the number on how long it was, but I didn't
It was a
rap.
minute. It was a minute.
Yeah, I didn't touch the mic for hella long. Like it was just me. Like every weekend, every whatever, you know, 3-day weekend, every whatever school break, like they would come over. I'd play him 50 million beats. He'd write some shit, and I think really where like the foundation of how things work, even to this day, comes from that. Because like before I was rapping, it would be like, all right, bro, like I can't really find out the hook. I can't really figure out a hook for this one. Like I would kind of pitch him a couple little bars. He would add it to his verse, and then boom, we got a song. Now I kind of feel a little more, I feel a little more completion because it's like, damn, yeah, I like helping, figure the words out. And then, like, I think once it really just became, because like during that period there was still some other people hanging around, but once it really just became him and I, it was like, yeah, there's no way we're not gonna finish these songs unless there's another guy on the mic. So I was singing. That was how I came in. I was the hook guy. Every song I would just come in, yeah, auto tune all up. And
Always
shit.
had the falsetto, hella hot.
Yeah.
So then, Eli, you were in a band called Enumclaw. I remember that band. Hearing about them from a friend of mine in Portland who saw you guys play down there, and he was like, "Dude, these guys are from where you live." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" So I checked it out. I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's really cool." So what happened with that? How did that get started, and where did that end? I mean, this interview isn't about that, but let's just for context.
I think it's definitely part of the story. So like, I think that was definitely right place, right time. Like in the midst of me and Xay doing just everything we did, like it just kind of was like a known thing. Like, we didn't really put out music for long and shit. So like, it wasn't like we had like a buzz or anything, but I just think that like, if you were, within 3 friend groups of us, or if like you were a family member or some shit, you knew that me and Xay like made songs and we were getting pretty good. Like, and me as a producer, like that's kind of like, that was kind of my like thing. I was like, oh yeah, I'm the guy, like at any family gathering, whatever, like I know how to make beats. Like I would DJ for family shit. So long story long, I call him a brother. We shared older brother. It's kind of a long story, but my brother Aramis, had been known for like throwing events and from being a booker and doing all sorts of stuff in like the Tacoma rap scene for a while now. And he's quite a bit older than me, so he like had like a lot of like leverage. He had like connections and stuff. And I think I got to like 16 or something, and he was just like, yeah, dude, like I heard you've been making beats, come through the studio, like let me hear what you got, whatever. Like I'd play him beats for like a little bit, and then he would just kind of start talking about like, yeah, dude, like I got this idea, I'm gonna start a band, like and I'd be looking at him crazy because I'm like, bro, like you're popping as a DJ. Like I've never seen you touch a guitar before. And like shit, like literally like 6 months later, I think it was like right before the start of COVID, he had like put together a group of homies that he had just known. And he was like, bro, I want you to like come play bass. And I was like, I know how to play violin and like whatever. I messed around with some instruments on like some ATM tracks. So like, let me pull up. And literally, like, I'm not even lying about this shit. It was like, we probably did like 2 band practices. They recorded an EP by themselves. That shit came out in the middle of COVID. And then we had a tour. Like, I just, like, something about the way the universe, everything was moving at the time. Like, it was just right place, right time. Like, we had a tour booked, and I barely knew how to play half of the song. So, that shit, it had its full course. I mean, like, I got to, I kind of picked up bass pretty fast, like, started helping writing songs and shit. We did an album. I, like, went on a couple tours. We did another record. And, like, just all throughout that, I feel like I was picking up kind of, like, I feel like for me, it really was great because I, like, was learning, like, the official way of how shit worked. Like, okay, like, this is how playing a show works. This is how, like, setting up a phone call with your manager works. This is how, like, like, how to operate as, like, a touring musician. And by the time that band had run its cycle, like, I was so charged up to do shit with Xay again. Like, I feel like everything that happened with Casi was just, like, it was like a breeze, Because he, Xay also, like, had his own band going, too, Sex Ribbon, like, where he started gigging and stuff around Seattle. So, like, I feel like I almost call it, like, I was saying that I feel like I went to indie rock college. Because, like, I went on tour I started going on tour and shit at 18. And, like, we stopped playing shows and, like, kind of put an end to the band when I was 21, some change. So, like, literally, like, a 4-year college worth amount, you know what I mean, of, like, doing this shit. And, Xay did his shit, too. So, like, we were both just, like, we took a pause on Casi and then came out of it, like, oh, like, we're overqualified.
Yeah, Eden Claw kind of blew up pretty fast.
It super blew up. It was like, it was crazy.
That was like your pregame for Casi.
Literally. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So tell me about your guys' writing and recording process when you actually started doing stuff, like, as the group kind of exists now. How did that start as far as, like, when you were putting songs together and recording? Tell me about that process a little bit.
Specifically for the album, there was a lot of like ping pong in the sense of like sending each other stems back and forth because Eli moved to LA for about like a year and then I was still out here. So it was a lot of like through like text. But when he'd be here, we would link up at my grandma's house. I had my bedroom, I had like my rockets and shit in there, and like we would just like work on shit. So like sometimes it starts with him like playing bass, or it starts with like me laying down a riff, or it starts with him being like, bro, like I got this idea. And most of the time, like, we're just fucking around for like 2 hours. And then like something kind of just like somebody says a little bar, or somebody hums a little something, or we're fucking around, and then it's like we enter a flow state. It's always at the same exact time. And then like we just go from there. Sometimes some people, one person's writing more, one person's playing more, one person is like, but it's always like perfect. I don't know any way else to explain it besides
it's
like
always
perfect.
I feel like it's always one little small part that like makes the whole thing. Like on our first EP, there was a lot more samples and stuff. Like I was sampling like drum breaks from Gorillas and stuff, or like whatever, just like whatever it would be. So like on that first EP, a lot of the times it would be like, oh, like there's this little sample or this little synth pad that I came up with. We were both hearing that shit on a loop for an hour, and then it's like, boom, I know exactly what the guitar and the vocal is going to be like and stuff. But like nowadays, I think it's because like we're starting to kind of, I feel like, operate a little bit more as like a traditional band in the sense of like, we have a practice space. We have like our good friend Benji playing drums with us. So like we've kind of been like, kind of coming into practice a little like, all right, like I got this riff in my head, like we'll do it that way. But I think it's super dope. Like these songs really can come out of like anything. Sometimes, I mean, like Xay has given me like an acapella of him like rapping for 2 minutes straight, and then we just turn that into something, so it really comes out of anywhere.
Yeah. It's a really unique setup that you guys have for your live shows. I was at
Yeah.
the Juneteenth show. I was talking to Chaz from Stormboy, and we were just talking about how most people with a setup like yours, as far as like you mixing a lot of like programmed or sampled or electronic stuff, mixing it with live instruments, like most people that do that would translate that to a live setting as like, oh, we're just gonna have a backing track and we're gonna sing a rap over it. But you
Mhm.
guys go through like you take great pains to to make sure that it is a live band experience with only adding one more person, and with you guys trading off on guitars. I mean, that's got to be the most difficult way to do it. It seems like it's done in a way to capture that rawness and that DIY aspect that we were talking about earlier. Because I mean, you could hire musicians, you could just use a backing track, but
Yeah.
doing it the way you're doing it seems like the harder way, but also it's like a lot more genuine and a lot more DIY.
I
For
definitely
sure.
agree, like with what you're saying. I don't know if you knew about us at the time. We went on our first tour last summer with Princess Pulpit, Tears of Joy, and at the time it was just me and Eli and backing tracks. And like being on tour with such a hardcore band, I think it really taught me and Eli like, okay, nigga, like there's levels to this shit. Like, and we had, what is the drummer Tears of Joy? Is Gabe, right? Is that his name?
That's David.
Baby, he came up when we were in Spokane. We were playing Woke Up in a Bag, and he jumped on stage and started playing drums live. And the way that just it took over the crowd, it was like it was insane. And it was from that moment, me and Eli were like, okay, bro, like let's really lock in and like see if we can expand this. And I think that the drums really made us like kind of like you said, like take on that mantle, like, okay, we're a band, like we're gonna do this shit right. Like we're gonna do this like for real, you know?
And like, I'll definitely be the first to say that like my experience playing in like a more traditional band before this kind of had me. I don't know. It just kind of put a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth about playing in like a traditional band, just because I don't know. Like, I think sometimes you can get a little jaded. Like, you know, you go to enough shows or like you play enough gigs with like your typical four guy setup. Like, you know, it kind of all starts to feel the same. And
Yeah.
like there wasn't much, you know, difference. So at first, I was just like, nah, bro. Like, we're just gonna have these mics and like that's it. And like Xay was really fighting to be like, yeah, bro, like, nah, I gotta
I
play
was
hard.
fighting. I was like, bro, I have to. Like, please.
He's like, there's no way. Cause like, you know, like to be, yeah, like what you're saying, like it does take away from like the real raw DIY-ness of it just being like the tracks playing back at you.
Yeah.
So like we did that whole tour and that fully was like the moment where like, yeah, I'm tripping. Like, and honestly, to this day, I'm thinking back, like, what was I thinking? Like, we should have been playing with drums since way back. Yeah, dude. I think that like, if anything, like, I think seeing us live, and every band ever says this, but like, I genuinely do believe that like, seeing us live is like the perfect representation of us as a band. Because like, I think that like what we're trying to achieve here is really like mixing worlds together. You know, like on the records and shit, it's like we're always going to try our best to like throw a little something extra in there so that it's not just your like normal, you know, like I'm hearing a punk band vibe. Like even if that is just like, I guess for some reason at the end of the song there's going to be like a vocal sample or something. But like I think the way that we play, I think that it's just it brings me so much joy because it's bringing everything together. Like I got the DJ deck over there. Sometimes I'll start scratching. You know, there's 808s going. And the drums are banging like it's a real rock show. The guitars are banging like it's a hardcore show. You know, maybe sometimes we don't even sing the songs. We're screaming them. Like, I think that like the fact that our setup, you would think because we play the tracks is like, you would think that it'd be locked into like a formula. We really can do whatever we want with it, which is like, you know, I think that's why for me, that's like the best way to experience the band.
Yeah. I'm very curious about your DJ kit there,
Yeah.
because it's not just playing like a backing track that you guys are all playing along to. Like just from watching you guys, I saw that like a song might start with Xay playing guitar, and you're like, correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're like matching tempo with the turntable there, and
Yeah,
then like just throwing in loops just wherever they need to be, because you're always over there fucking with it. So like it's obviously not just a steady through, and I think that's really really cool. And Yeah, I'm sure you do have a lot of freedom as far as like what you can do with the songs given the moment.
Totally. And thank you for noticing that for real. I think that like,
Oh, dude,
yeah,
that's what I do when I when I watch bands. I'm always studying what people are doing.
dude, I appreciate it. But yeah, no, I was gonna say that it's dope because I'm a DJ, career DJ, always been. Our drummer Benji, he goes by lunch break, but he is also a phenomenal DJ. So like
Okay.
having that deck there, like we have a field day. Like, we're always coming up with new schemes to try random shit out with it.
Yeah, because wasn't he messing with the deck when you guys played with Kapala at Real Art?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's still on your Instagram page, but didn't it say FL Studio Core?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's still
You
up.
guys, you guys record with FL Studio?
Yep.
That's fucking great. I've been using Fruity Loops since like 2000, like when it was like Fruity Loops 3. That's so dope. So you guys recorded the whole album, the self-titled album. You guys recorded that all on your own?
No,
The
not fully.
demos, just like the
Yeah.
demos and the first idea of it. Yes, we
Okay.
re-recorded it.
It's kind of weird. There's like, I feel like there's like 80% of like everything you hear on the record does come from what we did on FL. But then we went to our good friend Ben Zadie
Shout out
to
Ben.
like, he really wanted to like produce it. And I think that like, we really needed it because he like, you know, he was like, all right, guys, like, I think that you guys should get some acoustic drums on here. I think we should get some like more guitar layers. Maybe there's a vocal take that was kind of weird. So like, he kind of went in and like made it like HD and gave it another mix. But there's like, yeah, that we showed up to him with like, for what we thought like complete songs, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if just for comparison, like the EP is just all FL Studio, head to
Okay.
toe.
I first came across you guys from the Spanaway song.
Okay.
I can't remember. Somebody reposted it or something, and I was like, "Oh shit, what is this?" Here's two guys with ICP paint, and they're playing like a mix of like rap and hardcore. What the hell is going on here? And so I just got to ask you, what's up with the ICP paint?
It's
'Cause
Halloween.
that shit looked good. I mean, it looked like really
Shout
professional.
out
Like,
Sophia Holland. She
Yeah,
came
shout
in
out
and did it. We
Sophia.
gave her store credit. It was sick.
We were literally, so for like almost a year, me and Xay were working at Red Light, and like that's the I don't like on the intro to the video. That's literally just like the back of the store. Like that's our manager with the other makeup on, cussing us out. Like that was literally like the whole idea was like, all right, like it's Halloween season at Red Light. Everybody's showing up to work in costumes and shit. Like, why don't we just like do the intro to this shit like it's a normal day at work? Which like that genuine, like they we didn't even do script that intro. That was some real ass like from the heart shit. So yeah, we just wanted to go crazy with something.
well, nothing says Halloween better than ICP.
Dude. I'm always asking people though. Do you notice the sample on the song?
I didn't actually notice the sample on the song. What is
Okay,
the
so
sample?
are you familiar with the band Seaweed?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. Okay, so Seaweed is a Tacoma band that got signed to Sub Pop in like '92, and they released a record. The first record was called Missmanaged.
Okay.
So we sampled the first track off that is called like Drug Free Zone or something. You should check it out. Once you hear this, you won't be able to hear it. We sampled like kind of like we pitched it up and made some weird shit too, but we sampled the like kind of like guitar like melody and like a little bit of the intro for the whole thing out. But that's why it's called Spanaway, because it was like, dude, it's just sampled the album Spanaway and we're from Fan, you know. So
Yeah.
gotta shed some light on that one though. I feel like that one made me really proud to do.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I'm a big local music head, but like Seaweed is a band I haven't quite dove into yet. So I'll be sure to look for that when I do dive into that. So I gotta ask, you guys fuck with ICP? Are you down with the clown?
Yeah, I would go to a gathering for sure.
Okay.
I'm down to go to a gathering.
I'll go to. I don't like blast their music day to day though. I tried to do a deep dive once we wore the makeup just to like pay homage, and I was like, okay.
No, but I've always loved the lore, and you know, it's not like it's not like this is just unique to Spanaway or anything, but there definitely is a lot of ICP love in Sway. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
just like,
In Tacoma
I
in
don't know,
general.
yeah, I think
Like-
like just kind of going back to like what we were saying about like, you know, like kind of that new metal era vibe where like, you know, kind of just being like a middle America white was like really in. Like, I think that something about ICP really just like touched a lot of people from the South Sound back in the day. Because I definitely remember like a good handful of kids' parents having the guy like the tattoo of the dude.
Yeah.
What's it called, the Hatchet Man or whatever?
Hatchet Man. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I have I'm an old school juggalo, so
Oh,
I'm familiar with the lore, and that's and that's why when I saw that video, I was like, "What?" And that brought me in, and I was like, "Okay, I got to pay attention to this. What is this?"
That's it.
And totally not what I was expecting, because I was expecting like, okay, this is going to be like some clowny rap, like trying to be like ICP, and I'm gonna hate it, but completely different. So good on you for the bait and switch. It worked.
Yeah, okay, it worked.
We're
We're definitely, before this is all said and done, we're definitely gonna get tapped in with those guys though. I feel like we gotta at least do the gathering, or like get a photo with them with the Casi shirt on or something. I feel like they would get down with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sick. What are your favorite experiences so far?
Yeah. There's so many. So many.
I mean, I don't think there's anything. I just like, it's
Sprinkler
early.
show is probably big.
I was gonna say, I can recognize that for us this is really earlier in our career, but like it's gonna take a lot to top doing that. Like I was probably like, I think I was on the verge of tears like the whole day. I was just like, everything about that, man. Playing a show at Sprinkler Skate Park, like for the album release on Juneteenth, like having
that was
it
a
be
perfect show. Like that was crazy.
Having it be that turnout and having those people open, 100K being from Spanaway and State Mad just being like some of the dopest guys from the Tacoma area. Like I just think seeing other black kids that had never gone to a show, it was just like everything we wanted this band to be about was right for that day. And like I hope that, like just going forward we can like keep making that happen. Because I would love to feel that way every show,
Yeah, like no lie, that was an emotional experience for sure. I mean, one of my favorite concert experiences ever. It's just something about the combination, like you said. I mean, it was your guys' release party. It was in your hometown, in my hometown, at a place that's never had a show before, on Juneteenth. And the turnout was insane. I mean, I saw a lot of people were emotional, and that was a great show. Hats off to you. Kudos for making that happen. It couldn't have been easy to pull it all together. But I mean, what an event, what a community event,
I mean, it's shit, like whatever struggles we went through to make it happen, it's worth it. And best believe we're doing it next year. Like,
best believe I will be there.
I was answering, I remember we were getting some, because I just kind of recently posted about it again, just kind of getting some we did this kind of thing, and like people were asking about when the next one is, and I'm just like, we're fully trying to make this like a festival. That's like the plan. We would love to like get a little bit more, because Sprinkler they were very kind to let us just like use the space, but I think with it being like very successful and like the staff loved it and everything, we're hoping that maybe next year we can like kind of get a little bit more like support and try to get like, all right, like maybe we'll like get a proper stage. We can do it in the lawn, kind of have the skate thing be like a separate like addition to it, so
yeah,
that's a dream. I mean, because fucking, if everything goes right, 10 years from now, we could have a huge ass Spanaway festival.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Let's talk about like what are your musical roots? Like what kind of genres are you guys into? What is like some of your favorite bands growing up? Where do you draw influence from?
Dude, I mean, you want to go first there? Like you got some heavy hitters.
I think. I'm gonna be completely honest. Growing up, there was hella Chief Keef. Heavy. There was a lot of Prince in my house too. Prince, Michael Jackson. I feel like bands didn't really start coming till I got to like elementary, because my older cousin, she was like emoed out. So then there was a lot of like Escape the Fate, a lot of Corn, a lot of like Johnny Pool stuff like that. But I feel like there's always been like a mix of like shit in our house, and me and Eli always like made it a big deal to like put each other on to new shit. You know what I mean? Deftones, big influence to us for sure. Like,
Yeah. I feel like for me, it's always kind of been the same. Like, it's always rotated around the same handful. I mean, like Kanye, Daft Punk, Gorillaz. I think like just kind of on the like I don't know, like Tyler, really big.
yeah, big Tyler.
And then as I started to get into more bands, like I really love Hatebreed. I really do love I love Turnstile. I feel like they catch a lot of flack.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I always love Turnstile. Deftones is by far my favorite band ever. I mean, like Deftones is huge for me.
When you guys played at the Bring the Ruckus show at Slice of Life, you played 1187, and that hadn't been released yet.
Yeah.
My wife, she looked at me and said, "This is like heavy Deftones influence."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take it. That's a compliment for me.
I'll take that too.
Dude, yeah. I mean, but then, there's like newer stuff that's like, in the last couple of years really left an impact on us. Like, Jesus Piece from Philly. They're awesome.
Ray, Trapped Under Ice.
Yeah, Trap, TUIs, shit. That's some big inspo. There's one I feel like, Narrowhead. Narrowhead. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're like a kind of in that similar vein of like new, like I don't know, like shoegaze, grunge kind of shit. But they've been kind of ripping for a while. They're from Houston. They're dope. For this last record, there's an artist named Porches that I feel like hasn't really made it over here, but like just kind of in other scenes is kind of pretty big. Porches is dope. There's like Yeast Tumor and stuff. Like there's a lot of different pieces that come into play. But for me, just all throughout my life, it's always been Daft Punk, Gorillaz, and Kanye.
So just a mixed bag, a stew, if you will.
Big mixed bag.
Yeah. Let's talk local bands. What are some of your favorite local bands? Who do you really fuck with hard, or who have you enjoyed playing with? Who would you love to play with that you haven't played with yet? I know that's kind of a lot of questions at once, but
High key, I think my top band locally is Tears of Joy for sure.
Tears of Joy.
Yeah.
Tears of Joy, fucking Swan Dive. There's some new cats. They were like sick. We played with them a month or two ago. They were like really, really heavy new metal. It was like WWE entrance music. Like it was sick. And what else has been pretty sick? Like Blind Heresy. Shout out Blind Heresy. They're like our homies too. They're like really sick. Go ahead, Eli.
Dude, I mean, I don't think that there's any band like, and this is no, because we posted. I don't know where this is going to be out, but I feel like we got to clarify. We made an Instagram post where someone was asking us what our favorite bands are or whatever, and we just kind of shot off a couple like off the top of our head. I feel like we're catching flack for not mentioning everybody ever. So I'm gonna say this with no disrespect to any band we've played with. There's plenty of y'all that we love, but like, people don't understand. Tears of Joy really have like two of the dopest records I've ever heard, just in all of hardcore. Mm-hmm. And dude, they like took us on a fucking tour off one show. We played our second show ever. At another pretty emotional day for me too. Playing a show at ETC Tacoma, which hadn't been done in 10 years, and we just kind of like heard about them through the grapevine, and we're like, fuck it, let's just have them play. They were so kind to say yes, even though they're so much of a bigger band. They had a great draw. They showed up, they showed out. They just wowed us with their set. And then we're talking to them, and they're like, yeah, dude, everything about you guys is like what we've like been trying to do. Like, not like they're trying to make the same kind of music, but it's like seeing dudes that are from the PNW hardcore scene, like in all caps, be like, yeah, dude, like we love mixed bills, we love rap music, we love fucking emo, like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of getting that, like, they kind of like passed the torch to us in a way, and just like, yeah, they brought us out. We only ever played the one show prior to this tour. We did the whole run with them. Like, they were stoked on every show, even if we had shoddy little moments. So like, Tears of Joy, they're just like such real dudes, and I think that's like kind of been, I know this is kind of like a run off on the question, but like just getting that support from people is like what's made this band really like live, you know, because it can be a dog eat dog world out there. Like I've definitely heard of people catching flack for not being hardcore enough or not being emo enough, so and like kind of getting X'd out of the community just because of just like not really fitting in. So for us to be a band that is riding so many different, you know, genres and shit, like it's been nothing but love. And like, you know, I think Tears of Joy is definitely like the first crew to like really recognize what we're trying to do and support it all the way. But yeah, no, there's plenty of dope shit going on. I really do fuck with like just like coming out of like Bellingham, Circa 40, and My Better Half. They're like two pretty sick emo bands that we would love to play with. Shout out to Black Ends. They're holding it down, being like a black band and like on some just like, you know, valid shit. I feel like they're kind of getting the industry love, which is cool to see. I feel like
it's starting to happen with them. Yeah.
Who else? I feel like there's definitely people I'm forgetting, but those are just like the ones off the top of the dome. Swan Dive, like he says, they're definitely they're coming for it.
So what's coming up next? You just dropped the album. You have a few scattered dates, East Coast, down South. What's coming up for you guys after that? Do you have like an actual tour scheduled?
Let me not forget the one that Katika is a band from Seattle. They are the shit. They just put out a record.
They did.
And like to answer your question, we are going like on a pretty long run with them at the end of this month because like we're gonna hit all the spots coming down like Washington or whatever, and then we're gonna go to Cali with them and take a little detour to play some shows at Tori and Moi. But like they definitely have the full flag of our coastline, bro. They are the shit. That record is like honestly like that kind of had me like, damn, like we gotta step it up. Everybody else gotta step it up. Like they got it.
Yeah.
We're doing some gigging around throughout the summer. I feel like honestly we're just hitting the road. Like we're kind of still working on some stuff, but if anything, like the plan for us is just to spread the word of what we've been doing and, you know, get people on board.
Yeah. How did Car Park get involved?
That was actually super dope. That was from Tori Moi, Chaz. It's just been someone that I've like been in touch with through just like kind of the grapevine for a little bit. And when we first started putting out music, I like sent him our EP, and he checked it out, but like I'm sure he's super busy, so he didn't really kind of get back to me until like I don't know, maybe like a year ago now. And he was like, "Yeah, what are you guys doing? I'm really excited about the project. Like this sounds sick." So I sent him like the earliest version of this album, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm gonna see what I can do for y'all." And like right around the time that the record was finished, he was like, "Yeah, like Car Park is who he had been putting out all of his music on. Like they're interested in signing off for like an album." So we took like it's a great deal. We didn't, they didn't fork us over some crazy amount of cash that we'll never be able to pay back. Like they're not trying to sign us for 1 million records. They just wanted to like give us the support for this one and kind of see where it goes. So it's been dope, and like just kind of the fact that happened from like a genuine connection like made us be extra down to work with them.
Oh, I was saying the deal with Car Park was hella sick, but I think something that really helped us, and I think that's like really giving us a great foundation, is our managers, Lindsay and Tristan. Like they really helped us get to where we are, and like I think they're just amazing people as far as like our career.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. Besides music, what else are you guys into? What else are you passionate about?
But outside of music, I think we got some. I feel like we both got some little funny interests. I like Emma. I think I was almost about to mention this when you were asking about the musical influences thing. My dad is a fucking product of the '80s, so like growing up, he put me on to a lot of like arcade shit, like Sega, Capcom, Nintendo kind of vibes. So just kind of coming up, I've always been super into like playing Street Fighter, playing fucking Dance Dance Revolution, like playing all that kind of like, arcade era stuff. And like, dude, the soundtracks and a lot of that music really did like put me on to like shit to try as a producer. So just like as a whole, like retro gaming shit is always like been a big interest of mine, alongside like skateboarding. I mean, like I'm I'm gonna be like fucking Bam Margera. I'm gonna be fucking old as hell, still trying to pull up to wherever park I can in any city. So like I'm a skater at heart. That's like when I'm not working on music or some shit, that's like where I'm trying to be, at a park or trying to trick, graffiti, shit, anime, gunpla, like building Gundams. All that nerdy stuff is like, it kind of like helps fuel the music, just like aesthetically and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that's what, like that's like why we got a mascot, right? We got the Cosmo dog that we use, and like I remember when we were kind of coming up with our branding for the band, it was like, yeah, bro, like we want something that's like, even if people don't know about the music, like they can see it and be like, oh, like I see where they're pulling from. We used it a lot more for our like last like EP and stuff, but we'll probably start bringing them back. But Zay, what are you into outside of music? I feel like you got some funny ones.
Oh, honestly, uh, big plant guy. My whole room's like a little terrarium. I'm really into like house plant, indoor gardening, stuff like that. Watch hella movies. I don't really do too much like him. Like, I'll be in the gym sometimes. Honestly, I should probably find some more hobbies in my time. But yeah, nothing too interesting. Hella anime, hella VHS tapes. I'm a big collector of physical media. Let it be like like I love analog things. Like taking
Yeah.
collect Polaroids. I have a couple cameras and like a whole shoebox full of photos and shit.
That's dope. Yeah, I am a big supporter of physical media, analog stuff.
I think that was like one of the coolest things about signing the deal was like we were able to get like physical records and CDs made, because that's something
Yeah.
me and Eli really like were passionate about. Even in our first project, like we sat down and like thought went into every little thing. So to have support to be able to like, we couldn't do exactly what we wanted, but for the most part, we got pretty damn close. I think that was like one of like the coolest things or coolest experiences about this record as well. Outside of the Sprinkler show, was being able to like have ideas and see those like come to life and be tangible. You know.
Yeah, also with the videos too. I think
Yeah.
that's where Car Park really does like kind of come through and shine. Like
Yeah.
they helped us like, just get a little bit of a budget together to put the squad that we wanted to together to make these videos. We had like the homie DJ from Portland, Colin Matsui,
What up,
like
Kenny?
yeah, Kenny. Like we had a lot of dudes that like we have been homies with, or like friends of friends that have like always worked in a very professional setting. So it was kind of hard for us to like get them at first. Just because, it's like you got to pay your friends, right? But
Right.
using Car Park, it's been dope to like, we can like make a beautiful video like 1187, or get a whole fucking boxing gym rented out like for the jumper video.
Yeah. Okay, so last question here is a curveball, but it's how I've been ending every interview lately. What gives you guys hope? Like for all the fucked shit going on around us right now, it could be hard to really think about things positively, or grasp onto the positive aspects of things. What does it for you guys? I mean, what keeps you going? What gives you hope?
Honestly, art. I think it's art in the little moments of like seeing things. Like the other day, I was out and this little kid, he had a popsicle, and it was like him, probably like his little brother, and the little one dropped his popsicle and was upset, and another kid like gave him his popsicles. Like another random kid just like gave him his popsicle, and I just thought like, as funny as it sounds, I see little shit like that, and I'm like, okay, like there's still good in the world. You know what I mean? There's still like
Yeah.
tender, innocent moments, and I think we just have to, everything that we're experiencing as adults and all the fuck shit that we're seeing, I think we need to take that as inspiration for the next generation to be like, hey, like embrace love. Like, am I making sense? Kind of, my bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But yeah,
bro. I think it's like, I feel like what that reminds me of is just that like the most important part of your life, is to live it and be present. And whether that means you're just a little kid like outside eating a popsicle, or you decide to spend your Friday going to a show in a town you've never been to. Like the source of so much of the pain that's in the world right now is from people being too plugged in. Like
yeah.
it's more complicated than that. But like at the end of the day, I'm gonna sound very like I'm gonna sound very stereotypical here, but like it's all about community. You know,
Yeah.
like I think that Zay and I are like part of a generation that like I was just like rolling with the punches. Like, you know, it's like, oh, you put a computer in front of us, we're gonna go on it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, maybe like if there's something to do outside, I'll go to it. But there wasn't very much incentive to like be a part of anything just because of where we were, you know. So I think that like we now have the tools, like and I think we now have the like retrospect to know that like, all right, like you can't just like put the internet in front of a bunch of kids and expect them to be something, and you can't just like throw someone outside and like expect them to like know how to find their way. But like we now have the tools to be like, all right, like there's dope things happening in my area. Like I can be a part of that. I can be into some shit that I thought no one else in my neighborhood was into, and find out that there was like a whole squad of fools that are. And like shit, like doing that Sprinkler show is exactly what I think like kind of like the answer to this kind of shit is, you know? Like try shit, pop out. Let's be outside in the world.
Yeah.
That's what gives me hope.
I went to school and didn't learn nothing. Dropped out and got to work and then I learned something. If you want it bad, you gon' have to play it right. We're shooting videos, but damn, I gotta work tonight. I'm 21 and still fucking up. I remember all them L's, I took more than one. I be strapping up guitars like a loaded gun. We be airing out the shows, you should come to one.
21 and still rapping, got me feeling like an old man. Multi-million-dollar Grammy winning, that's the whole plan. Niggas don't want handouts, they just want to hold hands. Got enough brothers, you can keep me like a romance. Quick question, buddy, who are you? You were not on that bus, now I peel you. Yeah, I'm always in a rush like I'm running through. We the niggas round town, you ain't heard of you. Hey, some niggas gotta learn to say, always looking for somebody else to play. Fuck, well everybody got complaints. You ain't gotta like it, but I wouldn't have it any other.
Hey, kids.
Hey, Dad.
What do you want to do today?
We don't know.
Do you want to go to the matinee?
No.
Do you want to go to the amusement park?
No.
Do you want to go to the punk rock show?
Yeah, let's go to the punk rock show.
Okay, we have a humongous concert calendar to get through here. The next 2 weeks are stacked with good shows, and I don't even think this is all of them. I mean, obviously it's not. There are so many shows happening in the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to give you a humongous list of what's come across my desk that I feel like sharing. So starting off on Friday, the 24th of July, that's this Friday for those counting at home, at Real Art Tacoma is a hardcore show with To the Teeth, Infight, MMA, and Mad Dog. Same day, a block down the road at Outer Orbit Arcade on Friday is Fun Police, Noggin List, Primal Beast, and Politician's Eyes. Again, that's at the Outer Orbit Arcade, which is kind of a new venue for bands in Tacoma. So go check that out. Fuck, Marry, Kill, Rustin Way, and Ghost Pets are playing at Jules May's Saloon on the 24th. That's 21 and Over show. At the Kraken on the 24th is Worms and Dirt, Laminate Blip, and the Summerlands. That's Friday at the Kraken. I believe that's the Worms and Dirt official album release party. On Friday at Lucky Liquor is Bourgeois. They are from Pennsylvania, and they are being supported on that show by Grizzly and Ponyboy. Again, that's Lucky Liquor in Tequila on Friday the 24th. Also on Friday the 24th is a free show at Easy Street Records with Casi that's kind of kicking off their tour that they're doing with Katika, going down the West Coast, doing a free show at Easy Street Records. Sounds like a good time. Also in Seattle on Friday the 24th at the Funhouse is Chewing Gum, Stone the Dead, Sawdust, Vagabond, and Arrhythmia. On Saturday the 25th is Evangeline Ray's album release party featuring Evangeline Ray, Collins, Aceto, and Lily. That's Saturday the 25th at Real Art. Also, Saturday the 25th at Outer Orbit Arcade is Star Matriarch, RC and the Roundabouts, and Sidework. If you are curious about that, Sidework is my band that I started with my kids, and we are going to play some loud punk rock at the arcade with Star Matriarch and RC and the Roundabouts. That's going to be a blast. Come see us if you can. I know there's other cool shows happening that day. Also on Saturday the 25th in Seattle at the Quality Flea Center is the Sci-Fi Summer Takeover featuring Stella J and the Monkeys in Love, The Gobs, All Friends Here, DJ Radgirl, Fatale, Downsize, Sneer, and The Prophets. At Base Camp on Saturday the 25th is the Rat Utopia Experiment with Mr. Dinkles, Muscle, King Youngblood, and Depose. At Karate Church in Bellingham on Saturday is Slow Division, Katika, Kazi, and Tiger Penis. The next day at Wild Child in Olympia, that's Sunday the 26th, is again Slow Division, Katika, and Kazi. Thursday the 30th at Chop Suey is a 21 and over show with Sunbather Die, Black Velvet Band, and Bosk. At Real Art Tacoma on Friday the 31st is Kapala, Lilith, Truancy, and Withered. The same day, Friday the 31st, is a 21 and over show at New Frontier in Tacoma with Alex Vile, Hot Stepmom, and Just the Pit. Another Tacoma show on the same day, Friday the 31st, is Bleakness from Paris, playing with Blind Solution and Nogginless. That's at the Opalescent Cyclery in Tacoma. It's a bicycle shop, I think. So that's cool. You get Nogginless and Blind Solution playing with a punk band coming out of Paris. So that's pretty cool. Same day, the 31st, is a 21 and over show at the Kraken in Seattle. It is Skullcat's EP release party show with Trash Panda Go-Kart, Late Night Disturbance, and Bend. Saturday, Skullcat has the second part of their EP release show. That's at New Frontier in Tacoma with Jackie Hell, Klondike Cake, and Abby Roadkill. McCoy's on Friday, working backwards here, Friday 7/31 at McCoy's in Olympia is Friday Night Saints, Kids on Fire, and GFL. That's 21 and over show. On Saturday, the 1st of August at Rat House in Tacoma is Sins of Sherman, Mourn Me, Pine Box, Concrete Island, and Fuck, Marry, Kill. At Daryl's Tavern in Seattle on August 1st is Crab, Quiet, They'll Hear You, and Pigpen. And on Sunday the 2nd at the Vera Project is Manila Folder, Ilby, Poor Dandy, and Cry Babysitter. That's Vera Project on Sunday the 2nd. There you go. Lots of shows to check out. It's Saturday night, 8:20. I just heard that Jennifer Finch, the bass player for L7, has passed away. It was just announced like a week ago that she had a very aggressive form of cancer, and this hits me hard. L7 has been like one of my favorite bands since I was 11 years old. I bought Smell the Magic on cassette, and I just fell in love with them. They've steadily been a large part of my life. This is really sad. So I just want to send love and condolences to the band, family, and everybody else out there that loves L7. Yeah, we love you, Jennifer. The world's not the same without you. That's it. That was the show. Thanks everybody for listening. Thank you, Casi, for the dope interview. Those guys are just out there killing it. They're gonna be big time in us all really soon. I'm sure of it. They're heading down on a California, like West Coast tour. They've got some shows over on the East Coast. Pretty sure they're planning the tour for next year. Big things, absolutely big things with Casi. So happy to have them on the show. And huge shout out to all the bands with new music that I featured. Go support all of them because they are all absolutely worthy of support. Support the whole scene. I mean, go to shows. You know the drill. I shouldn't have to tell you. Go to shows, support the bands, buy their merch, tell your friends about it, and subscribe to this podcast wherever you're listening now or wherever you would prefer to listen. It's also on Bandcamp. You can drop a few bucks or just download it for free if you want to. I've got playlists that I update with each episode featuring most of the music that I play on the episode. And you can check out my YouTube where I am very slowly catching up on live footage of bands. Just uploaded the bring the Ruckus show from April, so I'm pretty behind, but they will be uploading soon. That's about all I got. Besides the fact that you should check out my band Sidework at Outer Orbit Arcade. That is going to be happening this coming Saturday on the 25th. I'm pretty sure we're playing first. Show starts at like 6:30. Get there early. RC and the Roundabouts is playing. Good friend Star Matriarch is playing. It's going to be a hell of a show. I promise you we will be loud. This is only our second show. We're kind of solidifying what our sound is. It's very, very punk. We've got some other elements of like ska and grunge kind of mixed in, but definitely punk, definitely political. So come check us out. I think you'll have a good time. It's $10, all ages, at a freaking arcade in Tacoma. How cool is that? If you would have asked me a year ago, would you ever believe that you were going to play punk music at an arcade with your kids? I would say, no, that's ludicrous. But I am, and it's going to be rad. So come check us out. And I'm going to leave and sign off the show today with a song from an old Seattle band called Blood Circus. This is a song from the Sub Pop 200 compilation from back in 1988. The song is called The Outback. And everybody, take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Fuck fascism. Fuck ICE. Fuck Trump. Take care of your communities. Take care of your friends. I love you all. Drink lots of water. And I'll see you around.
This has been a Jiggle Down Productions production.
Salvation
It was really cool.
Yeah.
No, but it was dope. Forsaking the Fantasy, they brought us out. It was stoked. Like we were stoked to play like such different bills. It was like all emo shows, and like kind of scram stuff. So I think that's kind of been like that's honestly been one of the dopest things about like Casi is that we can kind of like blend in with whoever. Like we're always gonna be a little different, but like I feel like there hasn't really been any scene so far that we've played to that like fully didn't like get it, which I think is way harder to pull off.
Yeah, well, when you're straddling those genre lines the way that you guys are, you fit in more circles than you don't fit in.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's get this started.
Oh yeah, dude.
Real quick, if you guys can do a little intro drop for me, just say who you are and that this is Grit City Punk. You could do it together, separate, try a couple different ways.
Go ahead, Zach.
Say what?
You want to do the intro?
Shit. What's good? We're Casi out here with Grit City Punk.
Yep. Is that cool?
I like that.
Yep.
Throw it around some more.
So go ahead. You try. You right.
Hey, what's up? It's E Dizzle, rocking with Casi. We out here with Grit City Punk.
All right.
Hold on. You now tuned into Spanaway Zone Casi on Grit City Punk.
Hell yeah. That's the one.
You know what I mean?
That's the one.